When everything you know was wrong.
We are fighting the fake news.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Let's set some boundaries with a spoiled control freak. Is that why you're doing this? Well, then get your shit together. All your shit. So it's together.
In a few hours, she'll probably be sane enough to work herself into some sort of towering Jesus-based rage at the hazy recollection of being seduced by some kind of cruel Samoan.
I'm afraid of Americans. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid of Americans. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid of Americans.
Who are these people, these faces? Where do they come from? They look like caricatures of used car dealers from Dallas. And sweet Jesus, there are a hell of a lot of them at 4:30 on a Sunday morning.
Welcome to another episode of The Dudes from Dallas. I am Nick Vicious, that man. We got that man. That's Rob Rotten. Hi, Rob.
Hello.
Hey, so we got an
right as we get started. Oh, sorry. Right as we get started, the cat decides that he has to come in here now.
I mean, he's part of the show.
He's been gone for the past hour.
Hi, cat. Do we want to fucking do this one more try?
No, let's just roll with it.
Okay. I don't know if the cat's part of the show. I mean, the cat is pretty much part of the show.
He is.
So we've got an interesting show for you today. Basically, there are a lot of how do you define a fuck boy, Rob?
Okay, so a fuck boy is somebody, basically a bitch, a punk bitch of a man.
I could say, I think I'll go a little deeper than that and describe and define a fuck boy as a man of, shall we say, less than stellar personal confidence, who, through virtue of their attractive features, gets away with shit that nobody else would. And they do it for a long time, and they use it to their advantage. And boy, there are a lot of fuck boys in the news right now. And it's weird because it's a variety of different fuck boys. And we're going to cover a handful of them. We're a little late to the Matt Rife controversy, but we're going to explain why he's a douchebag. I'm also interested in tying Matt Rife to my new favorite fuckboy, Zach Justice from the Dropouts podcast, who, as we learned actually in this week's episode of their show, also has a gambling problem where he went and dropped like 80 grand on stuff. So as a professional fuckboy, Zach is doing quite well for himself. And then we got to talk about Diddy, because that's like the big story right now is Diddy is in jail. He has been locked up for sex trafficking, and he was accused of beating on his girlfriend. And he said, I didn't do it. Bitch, we got video of you doing it. You know what? Can we roll the tape of which one is this? This is Diddy something.
Captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016. A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video. There is no audio.
He says he didn't do it, so he didn't do it.
No, clearly not. There's no proof whatsoever outside of a bunch of baby oil.
I mean, the tape could be fake.
Yeah, sure it could. What a fucking scumbag. I am so I'm disappointed. I was thinking about this on the way back to the show tonight, that the album No Way Out, P. Diddy and the Fam, right? That was literally one of the very first records I ever bought, ever in my whole life. And I've listened to it since. It's not like it was just a thing relegated to that time in my life. When I was wrestling, I used to listen to Victory, because that's like a hype. That'll get you hype, right? To go out and fight somebody. But while we were discussing the show tonight, I went back and I looked at who all was on this record. This first Diddy fam record. Notorious B.I.G., Busta Rhymes, Mace, Lil Kim, Jay-Z, Black Rob, The Lox. I know that Twista was on one of those records, Foxy Brown, Faith Evans, 112. These are gigantic names in that portion of the music industry. And
especially at that time.
Oh man, right? Do you remember when they did the I'll Be Missing You on the MTV Music right as like tribute to Biggie?
Yep.
That was an iconic moment in my life as just a, what are we, millennials?
No, we're Zennials.
Zennials. Okay.
But I identify more as Gen X.
I identify as a meat popsicle.
Yes, thank you.
Multi-pass. Right, thank you. I'm glad you picked up. That's why we're friends. I don't even have to tell you where the reference is at. You just know it. And anybody that's watching that's in our age range is going to laugh their ass off at what we just did. If you don't get it, it's fine. There's still stuff for you. That was just very inside. Google. They could do that too. We passed by really quick. Anyway, Diddy's in jail. He's been charged federally. The feds went in and raided his house. And I think first off, he's guilty as sin. But you know what I think is really interesting about this is what Cat Williams had to say on Shannon Sharp's show. This happened at the beginning of the year.
Deviance is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it.
So what he's saying is Sean P. Diddy Combs has been a bad boy.
That's very funny. That's very funny. Nicely done. Bad boy for life, even. What Cat Williams is actually saying is that we've all known, they all in the industry knew what Diddy was up to. This is not like some big secret, but he's a fuck boy and he gets away with shit. And that's what fuck boys do, is they just use their fuck boy powers, I guess. I don't know. I don't have them, so I'm just making shit up. But they use whatever it is that they've got to manipulate everybody else. And what's so fucking irritating about Diddy is that he was doing this in the open since the 90s. He had the audacity to go on to Entertainment Tonight and say this shit.
Parties are the hottest ticket around.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't going to stop. We're going to keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're going to hear about my parties. They're going to be shutting them down. They're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time. You know, whenever you bring up a different element into people's environment, things that broaden people's horizon, people get intimidated. It's a lot of people out there that feel intimidated by it. And it ain't nothing but break it down racial barriers, break it down generation barriers, people from all walks of life. Ron Perlman talking to Jay-Z, Jay-Z talking to, you know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on. You know, it's just like people from all walks of life connecting and getting together.
Yeah.
He basically just compared his parties to like LSD, expanding your mind.
Well, he calls them, what is he calling these things? He's calling them freak shows. Freak. Yep. So is it a freak? Yeah. Freak offs. They're calling them freak offs. And so this is his drug fueled, baby oil slicked. Like, listen, they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his Los Angeles mansion.
And like a pool full of dildos.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, a ton of ton of dildos.
Who are the dildos for? Okay, listen, no. If you're banging chicks, you got the tools that you don't need the dildo. But
unless you wanted to,
if you're banging other dudes, and I'm saying I think there's a little bit of that in here, and I don't think it was
other
all,
chicks.
I know that when you are violent towards women, there's oftentimes a bit of discomfort with your own sexuality that is involved. And so does that explain like the level of violence that we're seeing, that we saw on that tape? Because that's outrageous. That is absolutely fucking outrageous. Let me just say, if you're a man in my orbit and I ever catch you doing that, we're going to go take a bunch of us and take you outside the fucking town limits and beat the shit out of you. That's what we're going to do. You can't treat people like that.
The town limits.
I'm so disappointed, by the way. Speaking of fuckboys tonight, Rob Rotten, I gave you I asked one thing of you before the show started, and you did none of this. And I'm so disappointed. Are you not going to talk about my pretty hat?
Well, of course. I was just waiting to interject because, I mean, when you start talking about like dildos and sex parties and drug parties and Diddy,
it's perfect time for a segue.
You know, you don't really want to talk about, you know, the slimming shirt that you wore last time, which obviously you are making that your shirt. You're making that your show shirt.
The only reason we're wearing it again this time.
It looks like
I'll answer the
hat looks like a Richard Petty knockoff thing. You trying to be the king?
Not really. So the microphone in the last episode was really kind of fucked up on my side. Totally my fault. I take responsibility for that. But I had this whole thing going on and it felt like, you know, like it was ruined. So I had to bring the shirt back. The hat, on the other hand, is a big kind of, it's me being a terrible person is what it is. I'm kind of a shithead and I'm doing it on purpose because I'm thoroughly amused by this. My cousin Jamie Lynn, on the other hand, will not be amused. This is her hat. It came with her from Cancun. She stopped in San Francisco on her way home, and I picked her up. We went and had dinner, and she took all her stuff out to my truck, left the hat, and I promised to send it back the next day. That was 2 weeks ago.
Well, I mean, you promised to send it back. You didn't say exactly when, right?
Thank you. You
just said, I'm going to send it back.
I did say I am going to send it back. I did
just
not.
Because you promised the next day, that just meant the next day you made the promise. So,
well, the next day is when she figured out that she had left the hat in my truck.
It took her that long?
I think maybe it was that night.
I don't know.
Maybe it was that night. I don't know. But it's this running joke because I've been really busy the last couple of weeks and I just haven't had time to go over and deal with this for her. So I feel kind of bad about it. But
hey, you know, you're going to send it back.
I am. And I'm always one. I'm always one for a joke. Okay. So topic of today's show is fuck boys. We've already done kind of a takedown of Diddy, which is really the guy of the day.
Look, that guy peaked at producing Biggie's records. So at this point, I guess since he's
debatable,
kind of done,
debatable. He's also got the clothing line and he's got the scents and all this other stuff. It's like he's a mogul.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that stuff.
Yeah, he's got the whole thing going on. So Diddy is the big one. If you're like a hip hop person, the really current one on the other side is. And we don't have any video for this because I don't think there is anything video wise, and it's not nearly as criminal as the Diddy stuff. But I'm super disappointed in Dave Grohl, and I know a lot of people are super disappointed as well. He was kind of like He was kind of like our hero. I mean, he was a hero in a way. You know, he survived Nirvana. He reinvented himself in the band, the Foo Fighters. And it's just been, their music is fantastic. And he's like this super cool dude. And his autobiography was really interesting. And he just seemed like an all around fantastic person. He's got children. The children are awesome. And he interacts with them like a good dude. And come to find out, he's been shacking up with and banging some other chick for 15 years. And now has a baby out of wedlock. Only one baby? I heard rumors. I don't know if it's just one or there's more, but
I'm sure he paid for others to go away.
This is the one we know about. And I feel like kind of kicked in the nuts over it because I'm a huge Foo Fighters fan.
Wait, because he did stuff that a rock and roller does?
I guess. I mean,
so what are you saying? Road Wizard and creating another kid? I mean, that's what rock and rollers do.
Just inevitable
for people in that position. Yeah, typically. Unless you're really dedicated.
You don't think we should be?
You know what? You should be disappointed. You should be upset because when you have your entire view of somebody shattered like that, it does hurt. It kicks you in the nuts. Absolutely. Now, there's a Dave Grohl conspiracy theory that has me kind of dialing the disappointment and everything back, saying, you know what? He's just a rock and roll guy. So this was bound to happen eventually.
I haven't heard the conspiracy. What's this all about?
It involves the dissolving of Nirvana, the starting of the Foo Fighters, and a suicide that wasn't really a suicide that apparently Dave Grohl may have had a role in.
No. Are you going to tell me more, or are you going to make me go look this up? I am on the edge of my seat at this point.
Now, of course, this is all rumor, speculation, and innuendo. I am not in any way saying that Dave Grohl was in any way a party to Kurt Cobain's death, but there is the possibility that he was a party to Kurt Cobain's death.
How do I make you bigger? I want you to be, I mean, you know what I'm talking about on the controls thing.
Like that?
Yes.
Or just
where you're like the big head and I'm the little head.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You're going to be the big head.
You could be your own head. Take it away, Rob Rotten. No, that's wrong. Do the other thing. No, that's even worse. That's the one.
There we go. Yeah. So my wife, she is a big grunge fan. And she is all into that stuff. And of course, you know, the speculation is that Kurt Cobain didn't actually commit suicide because he was not the suicidal type. He didn't have the mindset. He didn't have the emotional state for it. And she's had me watching this documentary that has been made. And man, it makes you really wonder, because the speediness, the time that passed that Dave Grohl, you know, went from Nirvana to forming the Foo Fighters, which, I mean, you kind of need to have a lot of money in order to do stuff like that, but, you know, in theory. But it seems like, you know, there was some really big mistakes made with the investigation. The Seattle PD really dropped the ball with it, and it wasn't so much a suicide as it was a potential murder. And Dave Grohl may have played a role in it, and at least in terms of the cover-up. Not saying he pulled the trigger, but he may have played a role in the cover-up to make it seem like a suicide. And he may have benefited financially from that.
That's a conspiracy theory I could totally believe.
Yeah.
100%. Like, I could totally believe that. He was a very young man at the time. He had given a lot at that point to be in this professional environment, you know, as a band member and all these other things. And I don't know, man.
I mean, Kurt was purposely setting himself up to get out of grunge, get out of that and move into something else. And everything he was doing, he was looking to and setting up the future for his daughter, Frances Bean. So
right. For him,
Courtney Love, she was just
for him to kill himself in the midst of all of that is
very suspect.
That's a problematic kind of thing, right? Yeah. I hate to say that
once the wife has me finish that documentary, I'll probably be able to speak more to it. But
okay, well, that's homework for
it got me going.
Shows. We saw actually some really cool stuff based off the last episode. They're talking about music. The Linkin Park conversation we had last week.
Oh man,
has been well viewed compared to just about every other thing we've done. And then there have been like tons of comments. Some people just taking runs at us. Other people discussing what we were discussing, which is a little more ideal. By the way, if you haven't already, could you hit the subscribe button? We count on all your subscriptions. That's how we make our money. So
and the thumbs
give us
up.
a thumbs up. Subscribe. If you want to talk some shit, that's cool. Comment. Hey, I would love to hear what you thought about the hat and or the shirt, because I am a vain,
very vain person.
Asshole. And I need your positive feedback. So if you
it's just positive.
No, I'm just saying
positive feedback.
Oh, I did. I clarified. Yeah. Or, I mean, you can talk shit. I don't care. I don't give I really don't vibe off of what the public's opinion of me is in the first place. But
sure.
I care about what you think, Robert. And you said you liked the shirt, so that's what I'm going with.
It's a very festive and slimming shirt.
Happy.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
the comments were overwhelming. Like that's just so cool to see people interact with what we're doing. And so if you want to make comments on any of our videos, you can do that. You can find us on Facebook. I think we've got a TikTok, but I'm not sure. We're working on all the things. Basically, Rob and I are super talented motherfuckers, right?
Absolutely.
And we decided that we have a gift that we want to share with the world. All right. And so that's what we're doing. The problem is neither one of us is fuckboy pretty. So we've never had an easy go at it. I don't know how Rob snagged such a hot wife, but that's another episode entirely. Rumors. Okay. Rumors. All I'm saying, rumors. But basically we have day jobs. And so we do this out of the sheer joy of doing it. And if you like the thing, hit the button. Do we have the coffee link you can show too? Isn't that another way we can get Rob start? Rob, by the way, is the technical expert of the show. In the pecking order, he is the executive producer. And I am just shall we say, the cream filling that comes in and likes to sandwich in between the Oreos of, say, professionalism and talent. And then you got
chaos.
Me. Well, I am the chaos. That's what I bring to the show. Anyway, if you want to buy us some coffee, you could do that too. The link is scrolling. Subscribe, buy us coffee, and then
share with your friends.
Oh God, that's a big one. If you had anything to say about anything we're talking about, could you please share with your friends? That's the biggest thing you can do to help us. Okay, enough self-promotion. Back to the fuckboy extravaganza. My favorite fuckboy, the one that we are a little behind on, is Mr. Matt Rife. And Matt Rife is no stranger to controversy. He is, dude, first off, he's kind of a funny looking dude, in my opinion.
He is, yeah.
But the whole thing about Matt Rife is that he got famous off of, he does really good crowd. He's a comedian, by the way, in case you're slow to the show. He's a comedian. He does really good crowd work. And he has a really solid clip game. And based on the fact that this is this pretty boy telling funny jokes, the girls are the ones that made him famous and got him. Now, he's been after this for quite some time. He's been trying to be a comedian since he was 18, 19 years old. In fact, we're going to show you a clip from Wild 'N Out where he says some really creepy shit to Zendaya. But the controversy with Matt is that these women are the ones that made him famous. And he turns around and goes onto his Netflix special and starts it like this.
Lock all your doors, dude. No middle ground ever, man. I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there, and the hostess who seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. A full black eye. And it wasn't what happened? It was pretty obvious what happened. And we couldn't get over the fact that we're this is the face of the company? This is who you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, And I was yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
Seriously, what a pig.
Testing the water, seeing if y'all are going to be fun or not. Just wanted to see.
Yeah, because that's fun. What a pig.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Wow. We are doing a segment on problematic fuckboys and using this comment from Matt to frame the discussion. And Rob Rotten is going to go, ha, it's funny.
I'm not saying it's funny. I'm just saying he's not wrong. If she could cook,
she wouldn't have a black eye. They're saying that she can't cook, and so it's okay to punch her in the fucking eye.
Who's to say she got punched in the eye?
He did.
Well, he said it's obvious what happened, but you don't know. She could have fallen down some stairs.
You're a fucking dickhead. What a dickhead. God damn it. I'm trying to be serious over here. And you're
One of us has to play the devil's advocate.
Okay, here's the funny thing about all of this is the next clip I'm going to show you is from Wild and Out. And so this is Matt Rife, and he says some pretty cringy shit to Zendaya. And what's funny about it is that the whole purpose of this bit on Wild and Out is to try and get Zendaya to spit. She's got a mouthful of water, and when she she's gonna. It's kind of gross, but I think it's very funny that in a way you just did the same thing to me and forced that laugh out of me. And I hate you for it. And that's why you should be able to understand what Zendaya feels right here. I actually keep some of the cast audio where they discuss just how fucking creepy Matt Rife is.
Hey Zendaya, I'm Nick Cannon, and that. I'm Matt Rife, all right?
I can appreciate Matt Rife shooting the shot. It's all about shooting your shot in 2017. He shot a shot with Zendaya, and he got shot back and down.
Look, you're mixed. I want to be black. Let's make a lifestyle movie. Spit that water out so I can get your number, please.
When he grabbed Zendaya's face, she was like, bitch, you better back up.
I didn't touch her. She can handle herself.
That was definitely a bomb. Not only a bomb for the audience, but everybody on the cast was like, whoa, chill, man.
Keep your hands off her, man. Don't be touching on her like that. She's too young.
I mean, that's the part that gets me is when he's talking about how the cast was just like, don't touch her. That's fucking weird.
I mean, was he legitimately making a pass at her? Because if so, he needs to really, really reevaluate his taste.
Did you see? So he did a thing on I don't remember. I want to say 2.5 Men. He had some TV appearance where he was just terrible. He's terrible. And that's why he punches down the way that he does, right? It's a sign in comedy of somebody that just doesn't have, I mean, listen, in our careers, Rob and I, we have both had the opportunity to do the punch down to get famous, right? More than once. In the circles that we ran in, could we have started with that sort of behavior, right? I don't think it's interesting. I think it's cheap. I think the people who like that kind of stuff are just kind of cheap. And this goes for not just him, but like Chappelle punching down at the transgendered people. It's lazy, right? Chappelle, like with Dave Chappelle, he had the ability when I was a kid to the nuance and the subtlety that he brought to his comedy about race was what I found compelling.
Mm-hmm.
And for as complex as his ideas used to be, they are fucking lazy as shit now.
Oh yeah, because I mean, he got paid, he got his money, but and at the same time, anytime he does anything, you have a lot of people who like it, you have a lot of people who hate it. This whole punching down thing is akin to you're using other comedians, professional wrestling like the WWE, AEW, and stuff like that to get heel heat, as they call it. The guy would, the bad guy would come out and just make fun of the city and the people in it. Oh, Dallas, Texas, is a bunch of meth heads and crooked teeth, and then the crowd starts booing because it's low. It's the lowest of the hanging fruit.
Do you?
And that's all this guy goes for.
Do you think there's an element of? Is it on purpose? You know what I mean? Do you think like with Matt? I feel like with Matt, he understands that he's punching down, and that and that you almost reach a point when you've excuse the fucking phrase here, but permeated the zeitgeist to the point where you can do shitty things, and it kind of just, you're right, it is kind of just playing the heel. Is Chappelle ever going to be not offered a special? I doubt it.
Yeah.
Doubt it. So he can do whatever he wants. And so maybe just in this portion of his life, he's playing the heel. But again, I find it to be really lazy. in the same way that I find Matt Rife opening up with a domestic abuse joke really fucking lazy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the way you start your Netflix special. Like I said, it was the women that supported him that got him the special in the first place, which is why it's so absurd. And then he goes on.
That's called knowing your audience, bro. Know your friggin' audience. And he obviously did not understand what got him to where he was, and
he's still
what
got
his audience
special.
really is.
He's still got that Netflix money either way. Will he ever get another shot at it? Probably. I don't know. That's a good question. Is it worth the? I mean, is that technique of punching down, and is that a winner? For guys,
sadly,
like
that seems to be what everybody goes for now.
Well,
it's so terribly lazy and so bad.
So
because there's absolutely zero creativity behind it. But meanwhile, creative people can't get anywhere. They can't get any traction because they don't do that.
Well, yeah, and basically the whole world is trying to find a way to remove the people that want to get paid for creativity from that process. So that's kind of a bad time to be a creative. You're totally right. Matt Rife was on the podcast that's hosted by our other problematic fuckboy for today's show, Zach Justice. And Zach is such a scumbag. I don't know if it's on purpose. I feel like this is a kid who was never told no ever because he's so good looking. And I cannot tell you that Zach has ever been accused of or talked about in this way. But let me just say the vibe that I get from him, right? This is a way for us to avoid being sued by making accusations. It's a vibe. It is my impression of the man. There is no actual proof that any of this happened. But let me just say, if you were to come to me and tell me that Zach Justice had slipped a girl a roofie, I would totally believe every bit of it. Every bit of it. This is Zach and Matt Rife comparing themselves and what they do to somebody that I used to find really funny. And now when I look back, I'm disgusted to even see his face. Like he's a fucking greasy fucking perv. Louis C.K.
Probably our most requested guest at this point.
Really? Don't feed his ego, man.
Really now?
Yeah. Is it because we did videos before, you think? People knew we knew each other? I think we coincide in a similar realm where, you know, you're a little bit more on the top and I'm like in the middle of the elevator, but we're in the same building. You know what I mean? Yeah, as far as like if the list is just of like problematic white dudes who are going to get canceled for their jokes. Yeah, we're there. We're there. Louis C.K. is obviously in the penthouse.
Oh yeah,
but
that's the executive suite right there.
Yeah.
Do you not feel bad about yourself at all for comparing yourself to Louis C.K.? That is who is in the penthouse of your fucking dream building. Is
problematic white guys who are going to get canceled for their jokes. I mean, he's not wrong. Louis C.K. would be in the penthouse of that particular building.
But what is that? Why are you aspiring to that? That was not an admonition of guilt. There was pride in that statement.
I just want to point out real quick that is a professional production and their audio sounded like crap. Meanwhile,
we're a house. You know, they own a house. It's one of those like, it's one of those houses where they all like live together, and it's some of the stuff they get into on that show is pretty salacious. And
like this other clip that you sent me.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, they're just, I don't know. In this clip, I don't believe they are picking on
if they're being serious here. I have a real big issue with one of the things that they say. I mean, here we go.
My brother's black.
Your brother's black?
Yeah.
Is he adopted?
Well, I would consider that buying someone, which I would never do. So he's part of the family.
Sounds stolen then.
His name's Lele, Galatian King.
Lele?
We call, Lele. His real name's Galatian King. Came to live with us, 6'5", huge dude.
You legitimately have a black adopted brother.
Yeah.
Say the N-word right now.
You won't. He gave me the N-word pass when I was little. I traded a Lunchable for it.
It's just, I can't. You guys are literally sitting here joking about how fucking terrible you are.
Yeah.
And the joke about buying a person.
Yeah. No. That's the, how did you know that would be the thing that I had an issue with?
Over the line, Rob Rotten says.
Well, I mean,
I agree.
Okay.
Shocking.
It's probably over the line for a lot of people. It really annoys me given particular circumstances in life for somebody to equate it like that. It's like people who also equate surrogates as like, human traffickers.
Right.
So, yeah.
Guys, like I said, the whole vibe of today's show is just problematic men. And as a man, a gay man, of course, and Rob's the straight fucking representative on the broadcast. Let me just say, I
only knew the true dynamics of this particular show. If they understood the dynamics that we bring, I think it would blow their minds.
It's very multi-leveled. Because Rob is the conservative straight guy. I'm like a gyno. I'm like gay in name only, kind of like. This is, I don't know.
You do have terrible gaydar, and you do have terrible fashion sense.
I'm as a
You're
gay,
the worst gay guy ever.
As a gay, I'm awful. I agree. Just terrible. But the dynamic between the two of us is Rob is my best friend. Rob is my brother. Rob was my fucking teammate. Rob and I have worked together in an environment that would break most other people. Rob and I have drank together. Rob and I have thrown fucking axes at shit together.
Yes.
Okay. We've raced cars. And then on top of it, there's this dynamic between us where we're both kind of nerdy and we bring a lot of that to the show. And then we just talk shit pretty much. So yeah, that's a very layered show. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why you need to subscribe, you need to like, you need to buy the coffee,
you need to share it with your friends and your enemies.
Please share it with everybody. Please comment if you've agreed, disagreed with anything we've said. Just comment on the thing. Okay. I was sending clips to Rob last night.
This morning, this afternoon.
I've been sending clips to Rob, and interspersed with the clips that were directly on point for the theme that we wanted to try and accomplish, I apparently sent other clips that got clipped and put in the show. And as we were sitting here talking about what we were going to do, I noticed this clip and I was like, wait, that wasn't part of the show, but oh my God, it's brilliant. Oh my God, it's brilliant. Okay. Problematic fuckboys. That's the nature of today's show. Our final problematic fuckboy, for a variety of reasons. This is America's boyfriend. That's what he was called, for his abilities to ride a horse with his glasses off.
Your personal life, who has been a big cheerleader in this journey for you so far?
Definitely my girlfriend.
Yeah, me too, Shug. My girlfriend. That's what got me this far in life. My girlfriend's love and support. My girlfriend. That's who it was. All her. Yep. Just that. The support of a good woman. You know what? Go with God, Shug. If you can pass that one off, honey.
I mean,
I don't think it was the love and the support of a girlfriend. I don't think it was
the love of the girlfriend either. I'm just saying.
Now, I will say now to make an argument, the love and support of a good woman can help enhance success or bring success, especially if that person is able to instill in you the confidence that you don't have in yourself. Sometimes good things can happen. But to say, oh, like this one thing I accomplished and you're asking me a question about, yeah, it's all because of my girlfriend. No,
it wasn't that it wasn't so much.
And the girlfriend part is just totally unbelievable. I mean, because honestly, he seems like he would be the girlfriend.
That's the point that was being made there.
Exactly.
In case it was a little too subtle for the audience, that is the point that was being made in that video.
He would be the bottom, right? Is that the proper term?
Yes, I do believe that he would be the bottom in this, especially in this relationship.
Wait, why am I asking?
You know what? I'm telling you,
talk to a real gay guy.
I'm telling you, I would. I'm telling you, I would pommel the fuck out of that horse. I would pommel that horse. Because he looks like he plays Minecraft, and I'm kind of into that. Just that's all I'm saying.
You're into Minecraft? Can somebody play? Okay, I have to say, can somebody please in the comment section, explain Minecraft to me? Because my 9-year-old nephew is obsessed with it, and he's autistic, and I was asking him about it, and he just...
I mean, that's Steven Nordström, right? Like he looks like he's a little autistic. He's very fabulous. I mean, a little too fabulous. He may, in fact, be a heterosexual male with a girlfriend. But honey, I've been around this block a few times, girlfriend. I'm just saying, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. You can just be yourself, boy. We love you no matter what.
Hey, isn't the term beards? Is that still a term?
Yeah, it is. You're not supposed to say shit like that anymore, but yeah, beard. That's like the girlfriend is his beard. And if it makes him comfortable, that's fine. I'm not I don't care. I'm not real like if he's watching this right now, Steve, we love you. You are a little flamboyant. The stitch was hilarious. And if you are gay, that's fine. If you're not, that's fine too. We don't really care. But for the purposes of laughing at ourselves, which we do all the time, I hope that gave you a chuckle, Steve. And if you're watching, holler at your boy Nick V.
There you go. I like how you slid that in there. Like, hey,
Oh, I will slide it in there. I'm telling you. I already told you. I will pommel that horse. All right.
Now, gently at first, right? I mean, you don't want to break it immediately.
It just depends on how close to Diddy's house we are. It's a little bit, because I'm not buying any baby oil, but I mean, if it's just in the pool with the dildos,
there you go.
You're fucking set.
Game on.
That's you nasty Tim. All right.
We are terrible human beings. We really are.
At the end of the day, that's all we got. That's all I got. I got no looks. I got a big dick, but other than that,
allegedly. Well, I mean, you have a truck, you have your place of you have your place, the apartment and everything. You have the Casa de Nick. You've got the lovely dog.
Yeah.
You've got the aquariums full of fish.
No, actually, aquarium.
Oh, okay. Aquarium.
That changed today. Well, so I have the 50-gallon in the living room. I've got this 66-gallon that's just filled with fucking plants because it's growing plants. I got a 10-gallon in the bathroom. That was like the baby tank. And it's a combination of there's not enough babies in it to really run it as a baby tank, and I haven't been taking good care of it. So I walked in this afternoon and a couple of the babies were dead. So I scooped the dead babies out and literally just moved the rest of the tank. So actually we're down to just the one tank now. But don't worry, that'll change soon. It's just been busy all summer long, and then we relaunched the show and got things to do, man.
Yeah.
So
hey, you got things to do, bills to pay, mouths to feed.
Yep.
That's just the way it is.
Anyway, I think we're going to wrap up. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. And if you've watched the whole show, that's freaking awesome.
Yes,
but
thank you, because I don't know how you could
watch the whole show.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore?
I can.
I'm
sure other people can, but
why would they?
Yeah, especially especially when we dice it up and we put like the highlight stuff out there.
Maybe in the grand scheme of. Okay, well, anyway, if you're a fucking idiot and you love us and you've watched the whole show, that's great. If you caught the clips, that's awesome. But long story short, subscribe, like, share, buy the coffee, and you should learn our shit. This is our gang sign, by the way. Yeah, I'm terrible at it.
There we go.
Oh yeah, see, Rob's got a tattoo of it. I don't. Rob, the fucking show looks fantastic. I love what we've got going on here, and all of that is thanks to you. And boy, I'm glad one of us is professional. And I think that's it. What do we do to end the show? I don't want to throw anything today. I mean, I've done that a couple of times.
You don't want to throw anything?
No, we don't need.
Come on,
we don't need to do.
Well, okay, so there's one other problematic fuckboy we can talk about, but we can do that next time.
Do you want to talk about him right now?
No, because
it's a little more political, and we were kind of on a music tip.
Yeah, I like ending the show on positive things rather than negative things where we're just like gonna bury a motherfucker because he's just a piece of shit.
But we're gonna get.
I'm gonna. And speaking of positive things, we had a listener reach out, and if you watched the show a couple weeks ago, we were talking about. Hey, if you're in a movie theater and you smell like rotten eggs and sulfur and you're with a group of people, those people are responsible for your smelly ass.
Agreed.
And you need to wash your ass, right?
Or don't take them into the theater, right?
Exactly. I had a listener reach out and actually say, you have me Googling, why might someone smell like rotten eggs and sulfur?
Did we get an answer as to why? What they could do? Like, what were they eating or?
Yeah, in fact, so the Google AI said that there are several possible reasons why someone might smell like rotten eggs or sulfur, including food. Eating foods that are rich in sulfur like onions, garlic, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, red meat can cause body odor. When the body breaks down these foods, it releases sulfur-like compounds that react with sweat on the skin.
Well, so either I smell like sulfur or I'm immune to because I eat fucking pounds of garlic.
How often do you sweat?
I wash every day. That's probably the difference.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And then there's this really big word. I'm not even going to try with it, but it's basically a condition that can.
Would you please try?
Trimethylaminuria.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Condition can
but I
cause
like it.
strong body odor due to an excess of certain chemical compounds in the diet or an increase in bacteria in the digestive system.
Okay, but none of what I've heard here says that stinky shit can't be washed off.
Yeah. Now, these other ones very well could explain, but I'm still going to go with my original theory, which is meth, liver disease, diabetes, or kidney disease.
Meth.
Yeah, because the person didn't look like they were sick with something, but it's just. So I'm still sticking with meth.
But they looked like when the comedian came on stage and was like, Dallas is a meth town. You're like, yeah, I saw it at the theater.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you see the sores all over the face and everything, that tells you something. That's all there is to it. Hey, Chuck.
I got one too. He's just a little more shy than yours is. This is Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie, say hello.
Mine decides that anytime there's a camera or I'm on a conference call for work, he will definitely jump up and show his ass to the camera.
Whereas Charlie's ass,
Charlie's
ass has to be like pointed at the camera because my cat has manners.
Well, hey, my cat is a derp, so
that's true. So for the second of 3 shows, we're going to end on cat buttholes, and I'm all about that.
You got to end somewhere. I mean, and what's funnier than a cat's asshole?
Nothing. I think that's going to do it. Cat buttholes for the win. Hey, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
And remember, don't overthink shit.